25 years, I've been helping companies grow, find new markets, and building success for the world's top food brands. This has been done even in times of a weak economy. I hope my thoughts are helpful in your
I'm here today with my friend Jeff Smith, who we've been friends for several years. Our backgrounds kind of go along the same, I guess, geographical route in that we're both, I went to the University of Georgia in Athens, Georgia. Some of your properties, initial buildings and projects that you worked with and your company started in Athens, Georgia. Now we're based here at the coast, and Jeff's a friend of mine, and I seek out his advice and counsel on a lot of issues relating to growing food companies. And I thought it'd be awesome if he would share with us some of his ideas and insights on operations and cash flow for food enterprises and food businesses. Jeff, thank you very much for being here today with us.
Almost 30 years of consulting.
30 years, so 30 years in the consulting business?
That's correct. And it was born out of public accounting background, which is where I started, and that taught me a lot of studying the DNA of organizations. Mm-hmm. And then through the years, one of the things we developed was an organization to help franchising type companies, most of those being food beverage, how to grow their organizations, because it involves so many aspects of the marketplace. It involves food, beverage, construction, development, everything, finance, everything in between. And these companies were good at some of those pieces, and some of the pieces they weren't. Well, the reality was that all of those little stumbling blocks that they had in the organization was deferring their growth, their organization's growth. So studying with architects, engineers, and accounting people, creating the models of how you create timelines based upon an organization's goals for their growth, for their organization, the number of units, what have you. And then you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together to help expedite their processes.
If you don't, a lot of my clients are concerned about cash flow and operational cash flow and issues of accounts receivables. How does that get involved with what you do? I mean, how important is? I assume that's very important. That's the area that you work in.
Well, I guess it's the beginning and the ending of everything, because without it, or without adequate amounts of cash flow at the right times, you're going to end up getting squeezed off somewhere, and then no one really wants that. And then from that standpoint, you're going to be operating at a tremendous disadvantage because of a squeeze in a particular place of cash flow. Obviously, any type of new endeavor, development endeavor, or expansion of your existing facility, what have you, you need to have your capital in place. And the first priority, though, is ascertaining how much capital is going to be required.
Is there such when you talk about capital and these food companies needing capital? Mm-hmm. Is there such thing as a market for raising funds for a small entrepreneurial food enterprise outside of friends and family, or is that really where you have to start? You have to start with a warm market to go out and raise these initial seed funds, I guess, to help grow and expand a food company.
That you're absolutely right. The history tells us the first place we start is with our warm market, but usually by the time an organization gets up on its feet and maybe have 3 or 4 different locations, or they've grown their business to a particular size, they've usually kind of exhausted those avenues, but that's the place to start. Of course, you have your institutional banks, savings and loans and whatnot, but also there are tons of investment capital companies out there ready, willing, and able to invest in ventures like these. They're venture capitalists, and they're managed according to the particular investors in a particular company, their risk level. And everyone has different levels of risk, and each company functions according to its business plan, according to the amount of risk. So the money is usually available. Sometimes these types of financial structures involve some equity.
Watching today, there are many more ideas, suggestions, and helpful tips and templates at my site, timforrest.com. Have a great day and much success.